All right, beautiful people. Today we're going to finish up how we can tell if two fractions are equivalent. So if I have two fractions and I want to figure out if they're equivalent, what do I do? So let's start with an example just because I teach and I learn by example. So if I have two fractions, 15/30ths and 25/50ths, and I want to know if they're equivalent. So what we're going to do is we need to reduce both fractions. So reduce both fractions and compare. So what we're doing here is we're going to simplify each fraction. And we know how to simplify fraction because we've talked about finding equivalent fractions. Now reducing means we're going to use division. Okay, we're not going to multiply, we're going to use division. So we're going to start with 15/30ths. Okay, so if I have 15/30ths, what number divides both 15 and 30? Okay, there are a bunch of numbers. So you could have chosen 3, you could have chosen 5, you could have chosen 15. Let's start with 3. So let's divide by 3 on the top and on the bottom. Okay, 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 30 divided by 3 is 10. So 5/10. All right, so far so good. Now, when we're reducing or simplifying, we want to go as low as we possibly can. So I'm going to see if there's another number that will divide both 5 and 10. So is there a number that divides 5 that also divides 10? Now, this one's a little trickier. A number that I can count by that will get me to 5 and 10. Yeah, the number 5 works because 5 times 1 is 5 and 5 times 2 is 10. So I can divide by 5 on the top and on the bottom. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 10 divided by 5 is 2, so 1/2. Okay, last step. I need to check and make sure that this is as low as it gets. So I can't find a common number to divide 1 by that I can also divide 2 by. So this is as low as 15/30ths gets. So this is the same as 1/2. All right, let's try the second fraction. 25/50ths. Again, I've got to reduce both of them in order to compare them. Okay, so what number will divide 25 that also divides 50? Okay, there are a few. You could have come up with the number 5 because 5 divides 25 and 50. You could have come up with the number 25 because it also divides 5 and 50. So I'm going to divide by 5 on the top and on the bottom. 25 divided by 5 is 5 because 5 times 5 is 25. 50 divided by 5 is 10. 5/10. Hey, look, this fraction and this fraction are exactly the same. So guess what I can divide by on the next step? I can do the exact same step that I did on the last one and divide by 5 and divide by 5, which gives me 1/2. So this one also equals 1/2. Now that I have the most reduced or simplified version of both fractions, I can compare them. Does 1/2 equal 1/2? Yes. So these two fractions, so 15/30ths and 25/50ths, are equivalent because they both become 1/2. Okay, so that's how you test if two fractions that you're given are equivalent. You reduce them as low as you possibly can and see if they're the same. If they are the same, then they're equivalent, and if they're not the same, then they're not equivalent. Let's try another one. Okay, this time I have 21/49ths and 24/64ths. So we want to figure out if they're both equivalent. So same first step, we need to reduce both fractions. Reduce both fractions. Okay, I'm going to start with the one on the left, 21/49ths. 21/49ths. What number divides 21 that also divides 49? Okay, this one's a little tricky because it's one of those numbers that's hard to remember. 7 divides both 21 and 49. I'm going to finish this in the next video.